Hello and happy Tuesday, everyone. You are live with Sandra at It's All About Choices. And every Tuesday, I have the pleasure of dishing out your daily dose of nutrition wellness news for your mind and your body and your soul. And I hope that everybody had a wonderful weekend. And I hope that your day is going well. And I hope you're taking a break. You're tuning in and you're having some lunch in the process while I hope to give you some information that will move you forward and just to keep you on track and to keep you motivated. And for those who are listening to the replay, I thank you for taking time out to listen to the replay and get some of this information. Feel free to post questions or comments. For those who are listening to the replay, I want you to feel as part of the process as those who are listening live. All right. So give me just 1 second while I get my windows together. You all know that I like to refer to you by your name. I love engagement. And so I just need to set up a couple of windows so that I can see who is on with me today and who is chiming in. So definitely feel free to say hello to me and let me know where you're tuning in from. We're going to have a good time today. We've got a lot of information. Let's see here. I got one more thing I need to mute out. There we go. Now we are good to go. And so we are continuing on our topic of our theme really of getting back on track. Getting back on track. August is about getting on track. And so I want to congratulate everybody if you found time this summer to enjoy yourselves. You had your vacations, you had your theme parks, you had going out, you had traveling, you had cruising. But for many of us, the summer is over, right? And we are back to real life. We are back to reality. And so maybe you hit the buffet table a little too much. You had maybe too many drinks at the beach, the pool, the cabana, etc. Or maybe just the opposite. You had so much going on that maybe you just didn't eat much at all. Sometimes that happens as well. But whatever fun you had, today I'm going to give out 10 surefire tips that will help you to get your eating habits back on track or get them on track. Hey, we got to start someplace, right? To help kickstart weight loss and to keep the weight loss going. Okay. We want this to happen naturally. We want it to last. All right. And so as I see people tuning in, please say hello to me. And I will introduce myself as well. My name is Sandra Goltry, and I am a registered dietitian, licensed nutritionist. And my mission is simply to show people how to get food to work for them instead of against them or thinking that food is the enemy. I mean, carbs is usually what the enemy is, right? So I take joy in adding variety of different types of foods to clients' lists so they can lose weight, so they can keep it off, so they also can get the nutrients that their body needs to boost their energy and they can feel good about themselves without feeling like they have to diet or feel like they have to deprive themselves. So that's really what it's all about. It's all about setting goals that last for life, okay, and building habits that last for life, all right? And so as I see people tuning in, definitely say hello to me. I see Tanika, how you doing? Good to see you today. And so highlights, getting back on the theme, getting back on the structure, getting back on a routine, kids or no kids, we tend to fall off track over the summers. There's something about the summer. We want to relax. We want to have fun. We want to, and we should, we want to enjoy ourselves. Life is short, right? And so, but let's blame it on the pandemic. When the doors opened and now we went off. We went off our plan. We went off our diet. We went off our regimen. And so now we're trying to reel it back in. And for some people, it's a little bit harder to reel it back in than others. But do not beat yourself up. You just want to get back on the bandwagon and start taking it one step at a time, one day at a time. And that's some of the things that we're going to talk about today. So today we're going to talk about how to get your eating habits back on track so that you can lose weight again or start the process of losing weight. All right. But before we get into that, I want to ask you all if you are ready for another free 3-day challenge. It's that time of the year, my third offering in the year. So we're going to end this year off on a bang. So stay with me to the very end and I will announce all the details and you all are the first to hear about it. You get first dibs to sign up. And so, but if you are curious, I am going to post where you can get some information on the challenge before I jump into the topic. So let me get my window to where I can actually post. So this is just in case you can't make it all the way to the end, but you can actually come out here and get all the details or get some of the details about the challenge, okay? All righty. So let's jump right on in. So I got my poll question ready for you. So where do you fall in this phase? Okay. Where are you at as far as kids in the house? Do you still have kids in the house? Pre-K, elementary, middle, high school, college, maybe? Or you're done? Like they're really out of the house. Like they are not, you're not paying for anything. They are totally self-sufficient. So what stage are you in the process of kids? So I have an elementary age son. He's in his second week of third grade. So start the process a little late, but hey, God knew what he was doing, right? So let me know where you are in your process. So are you at the beginning pre-K, or are you truly done? Because I'm learning that they don't leave, right? They don't never really leave. So let's get into our first topic. All right, I'm gonna look for some comments before I move on. And we got a toddler. Oh, yep, before pre-K, I need to add toddler to the list. So I got to add toddler to the list. And so let's say you fell off the wagon. Now what happens? Now what happens? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So number one, do not turn your relapse into a moral issue. So a lot of times we feel like if we are not eating the right way, or if we're doing things we shouldn't do or feel like we shouldn't do, or if we know we're supposed to do certain things but yet we're not doing it, then we kind of turn that into I'm not a good person, or we really beat ourselves up, and we don't want to do that. So you're not a bad person or destined to be fat just because you maybe slipped up. Don't think of it as a setback. Think of it as a way of developing coping skills. So one, you want to learn from your experience. So if you don't recognize what led you to fall off the diet wagon to begin with, then 9 times out of 10, you're going to repeat the same thing when the next situation arises. So write down a list of situations where you know that it triggers you to overeat, or it triggers you to want to eat, and plan for some kind of alternative for each of those. So for example, if going to parties is one of your downfalls, or you're going to, whether it's a house party or someplace where somebody else is cooking the food and you just kind of lose control. I used to have that challenge. Don't show up starving, okay? Because we tend to show up ready to eat. And so if you show up starving, then of course you're going to probably eat more and make different choices. So that's something to think about. So think about where your triggers are and some ways that you can counter those triggers so you're not doing the same things over and over and over again. So this one is classic. Don't try to make up for the slip up by punishing yourself with this strict diet regimen or this very hardcore workout. Okay, so how many of you all, when you know you've overdone it, you either starve yourself the next day, or we'll call it a fast the next day because you overate, or you work out for 3 hours because you're trying to burn the calories that you ate. So you may lose something, but it will not stick long term. Okay. And all that tends to do is it leads to unhealthy eating patterns, unhealthy thoughts, and then it will also create an unhealthy relationship with food. So we don't want to attack it. I mean, really, what's done is done. So you really just kind of start over, and you just kind of go with the flow and let things happen naturally. You can't rush it. You can't rush it. And so I am going to post, and let's get a poll here on where we are in this department. So which one will help you get back on track? What will start the process of getting you back on track? So is that not allowing your slip up to allow you to feel defeated? So that's the moral issue part. So maybe you need more positive self-talk, or maybe it's a teachable moment for you. So you want to refrain as looking at, I didn't do this perfectly, or I got to get past this all or nothing mindset, and not look at it as a setback, but look at it as something, well, this is a teachable moment. What do I need to do next time to prevent this from happening? Okay. Or is this a way that you need to build a healthy relationship with food? Meaning that if you feel like you messed up, or you feel like you overdid it, you're not punishing yourself the next day by overly restricting or exercising yourself to the point that you pass out. Okay. So where do you feel you fall in that lineup? Okay. So it's a slight delay. Okay. I see teachable moment. Thank you, Krista, for that. I see teachable moments. And I have a lot of those too. So look at them as teachable moments because believe you me, it will happen again. The situation will happen again. So what will you do differently the next time it happens to help move you forward to kind of keep you more on track and have more control over the situation? That's ultimately what we are desiring. All right, so now a few more tips. So let's look at the big picture, okay? So what do I mean by that? So realize that weight loss requires, we know it, a decrease in calories over time, but it doesn't matter exactly what period of time that is, okay? So what does that mean? So consider the food intake you do in a week or a month or at a specific time of day, okay? You're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days, you're going to slip, you're going to overindulge sometime. That's fine. But it's what you do over, I like to work in a week time span. Okay. So if you're doing this every single day over the course of a week, yes, you're going to gain weight. But if this is something that happens, you have a moment, that one moment is not going to derail everything that you've done for the whole week. Okay. And I mean, you have to really overdo it for that to happen. So always know that you can make up for it at the next, you get back on the bandwagon at the next meal or the next snack. So the mistake that many people make is, oh, I messed up, I'll start back on Monday. Or I messed up, or I'll just wait till to the beginning of the month. They always have this set time versus no, you just get back on the bandwagon immediately because remember now, the longer it takes you to get back on the bandwagon, the more we're overeating, the more we're overindulging, and it will lead to a weight gain. So think about it like that. Now, this one is huge. So you want to renew your motivation. Okay. So going off your diet, I don't even like to use the word diet, but if you're going off your eating plan or going off of the structure that you're following, it's a signal that maybe your motivation has veered off or something has gotten you off track. You've gotten off your routine some kind of way. So figure out what is it that's taking you off your track. How'd you get this way? Why are you feeling this way? So we got to determine what is going on that's taking you off your routine that may be interfering with why that you're losing your motivation and wanting to do it. Okay. And so because we want to always stay positive. We want to always stay positive and then plan ahead to keep hunger at bay. Okay. So this is famous for how we fall into the trap of the sugar cravings. Okay. So you want to plan ahead. You always want to have stuff available to you. Otherwise you're vulnerable, right? You're vulnerable either to allowing yourself to get you hungry or you're vulnerable to eating out. So you want to make sure that you plan. So you want to avoid, having a situation where it's too easy for you to overeat or too easy for you to make choices that you wouldn't normally make. Okay. So have snacks on deck, have your lunch on deck, whether it could be as easy as some nuts or some trail mix or some crackers, but just have something, depending on your situation, what you can have. Sometimes you can have perishable stuff, sometimes you cannot. It just really depends on the situation. And so all of that being said, with these nuggets, which ones do you feel like will help you get you back on track? Okay. So do you need help seeing the bigger picture? Okay. So when I say bigger picture, you focus on your weekly eating pattern versus a specific meal or a specific snack. Okay, you want to kind of have that at least in a week increments because that's when you're really going to see really where you're falling short or really where you're not falling short. Okay, or do you need to renew your motivation? Remembering your big why. Like, why are you wanting to get healthier? Why do you want to lose weight? What is it? Is it a medical condition? Is it family history you're trying to prevent? What is your reason? You don't have energy. You want to have energy to do the things that you enjoy doing. You want to reduce your meds. It's a number of reasons. So remember what your big why is and always keep that in mind because you're going to have ebbs and flows of life. And so you want to make sure that you keep your eyes on your big why. Okay. I see motivation, renewing motivation. And that's a big one because we forget life kicks in and we forget really, why are we doing this in the first place? Or we feel like we're not doing it right or we're not getting the results that we need. So always keep your eye on your big why as to what is your real reason for wanting to get healthier, lose weight, eat healthier. Carrying snacks, is that something that you need to think about? And so think about sugar cravings. Think about eating and thinking about food and you don't even know why you're thinking about it. So those are some reasons. So just always be prepared. Always be prepared. I always tell my clients, don't run out of groceries. So you want to be prepared so you are not vulnerable. Okay. All righty. So let's pause for a minute. So I have three more tips to give you regarding getting back on track with your eating and losing weight and just getting back on track with just feeling better with how you are eating. And so let's talk about this post-summer detox. Okay. So this is the challenge that I tend to do in the fall. So we're coming off the summer and we got the holidays coming up. So we want to try to reel it back in before the holidays come and we have those challenges with the holidays. So what better time than now to do that? You have a few months to get it in. And so I am really excited about launching my fall inspired free challenge. So it's post summer detox. It's a 3-day clean eating. It's a challenge and it's designed to help you to get your weight back on track after summer. And so things are going to kick off on September 6th. So that is a Tuesday. So you have a little bit of time. You can sign up. I recommend encouraging your friends to sign up because challenges are always more fun with a buddy, right? And so during this challenge, you're going to have 3 days of meals and snacks. So they're going to be easy to prepare snacks, going to be all laid out for you with even a prep guide for those who maybe are not as kitchen savvy. It will step you through what to do, when to do it, how to do it. And you can have 3 days filled with oatmeal inspired powerhouse breakfast. So this is not just your typical bowl of oatmeal. And in some cases, it's not even, we got a cookie. So you got some oatmeal inspired cookies that you're going to have for breakfast as well. So, and this will help for you to start your day off strong. And then you're going to have 3 days of live training from me, where we're going to have a different topic every day. And it's not just training, you're going to have support. So you're going to have support from me and from your other fellow challengers in our private Facebook group. So you are not alone in this challenge. I do the challenge with you. So I am shopping and doing everything that you all are doing as well. So we all do this together and we work through any challenges and we love to celebrate successes. So it's really a fun environment. And that is it's going to be all 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So that's when I go live and that's when we are able to support each other in that environment at the same time. So you'll come out of this challenge with a renewed motivation, okay? Because you're gonna be really surprised at what your body can do in 3 days and how it can change in just 3 days. More energized, less sugar cravings, feeling better, revving up your metabolism, and you will jumpstart your weight loss. You will lose, especially if there's a lot of bloatedness going on. You will feel that subsiding in within 3 days. So those are just some of the few benefits that you'll have, but it will definitely set you on the right track for your summer detox. Okay, so this is not a starvation 3-day challenge by no means. You're going to feel satisfied. You're going to have meals that are going to satisfy you and give you the nutrients that you need. So registration is now open. So definitely check it out. The link is hot off the press. Grab your spot. And the link is in the chat and it's also on the screen. So I encourage you again to invite someone for that motivation, for that friendly competition, and for support. So any questions on that, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to me. And you can DM me and you can ask here as well. So I see Anthony, how you doing? How you doing? So spread the word for me, Anthony, to join the challenge. So we're gonna have a good time. All right, so let's wrap things up. These last 3 tips. Don't deprive yourself, okay? So cutting out your favorite foods is a surefire way to trigger feelings of deprivation that can lead to a binge, okay? So we have the best intentions going cold turkey. Sometimes, I will admit, sometimes you do have to have things out of the house if you know you just don't have any control. However, we want to be careful with that too, but I'm not the person to say, oh, you are not allowed to eat this. So that's really what I mean. If I say, oh, somebody says you're not allowed to eat something, then that's something that's definitely going to backfire versus you just don't have control over something. So instead, you want to reduce your portions. You want to reduce your frequency. You want, for example, have a half a cup of ice cream instead of the whole pint, but you still have it. Have the bite-sized candy bar instead of the super size. Everything's supersized these days. So sometimes it's just a matter of you need the hit until you get to the point where even the hit is not even doing it for you anymore. But that takes time, and you want it to happen organically, not forced. Okay. So don't stop moving. Okay. Even though, even if you can't make it to the gym, carve out 20 minutes to walk. Do something to keep moving on a regular basis. Okay. Because a lot of times when life kicks in, for some people, unless it's ingrained in your routine, it's okay, they'll cut out exercise. So we want to keep exercise in the mix, okay? Nutrition is 80% of the equation, but it's good to have the exercise in there as well because they work together synergistically to maximize your results, okay? Because you want to have heart health, you want to have muscle health and bone health, and so you want your body healthy as well from an eating perspective as well as from an exercise perspective. All right. And this one is important. Have an accountability partner. Okay. That's very, very, very important. Lost my earring. So this can be your fellow weight conscious friend, could be a family member, anybody, but somebody that is trying to reach the similar goals that you are trying to reach, okay? And you're trying to do it in a healthy way. You're trying to do it in a way that's sustainable, okay? So have an accountability partner, okay? I'll be your accountability partner during the challenge, but it's always good to have one that you kind of reach out and call and motivate each other to say, hey, did you have your breakfast this morning, or did you work out this morning, or something like that? So it's good to have that. And so it's important to allow your accountability partner to check you when you deviate, okay? Or to check you when you are not doing what you really want to do because something popped up. So allow your accountability partner to check you when they need to check you, all right? And to change your routine. This is number 10, change your routine. So maybe you need to do a different type of exercise, or maybe go to a class, or change your style. Sometimes, just like we should have variety with our food, have variety with your exercise too, because your body gets used to it, your muscles get used to it, and you're not challenging yourself. So you always want to shake it up. Okay, we call it cross training. So you want to shake things up. Also, from a food perspective, you will definitely see this in the challenge, because usually in the challenge, you're going to try things, you're going to see things, you're going to have combinations of foods that you have not probably even thought to put together. So you want to shake things up. We get bored with our eating sometimes. And so that can lead to cravings and binges and things like that. So change up how you're eating things. Maybe go to have different vegetables, have different fruits, just do some things that you haven't done before to help kind of spark things up and to prevent you from getting bored. Okay. All right, so let's ask this. I'm going to look for some comments while we're going through here. Thank you, Anthony. He's going to spread the word about the challenge. And I ask each and every one of you to spread the word too. So where do you feel like you need some help getting back on track with these last 3 tips? So is that depriving yourself? Okay. Give yourself permission to have your favorite foods in moderation. Okay. Sometimes we just can't go cold turkey. That doesn't work all the time. So we've got to be careful with that. So maybe you just need to learn how to eat it in moderation, okay? And knowing what moderation is. And then maybe you need to move more, exercising more, set up a work schedule, or set up a workout schedule. I always say you want to have your workout schedule just like you're scheduling a meeting. Have it already planned, have it already on your calendar, so that it is not the first thing that gets canceled when something pops up, unless it's a true unforeseen emergency, okay, of course. And then maybe you need to change your routine, okay? Change up your workouts, change up the foods that you're eating, things like that, because we get bored, we get stagnant, and that also will lead to us not wanting to do it longer term. We lose our motivation if we're bored, okay? So think about those things, all right? And pick, like I said, we had 3 different sets of items. So that's 3 things that you can pick and choose from to try to say, hey, let me work on this. But you want to take it one bit at a time. You don't want to tackle all 10 at the same time, okay? You want to take it bit by bit by bit, all right? And so what does this mean? Weight loss is not really about weight loss. Move more, okay? So we have some people chiming in with moving more. Definitely. It's good to incorporate your exercise very early in your weight loss plan, okay? So it's good to kind of attack on both at the same time, so you're building that routine on both fronts. So weight loss is not really about weight loss. So what does that really mean? And this is one of my favorite sayings. So you want to set attainable behavior and lifestyle goals. So you want to set attainable goals that lead to developing long life healthy habits. Okay. We're not looking for a band-aid. We're not looking to lose weight quick too fast because it will come back. So we want to make it to where you feel like it's a lifestyle, to where it's integrating into your current routine, to where it doesn't feel like it's this extra effort. Okay. So we want it to be as natural as possible. And why? Because the environment and the conditions you live in, you want it to support total body wellness. Okay. So we want to be able to still function under stressful times and under good times. Okay. So we want to still be able to move forward and still be able to do what we need to do. All right. And so as we wrap up here, I want to still encourage you to join my fall inspired 3-day free challenge, post summer detox. It's a clean eating challenge, and it's designed to help you to get your eating habits back on track, as well as to get your weight back on track. So check it out. It starts September 6th, which is a Tuesday, and I'm going to kick that off. And again, you're going to have 3 days of meal plans and snacks, satisfying, delicious. And for a lot of people, you're trying new things, new flavors, which is a good thing. You're going to have 3 days of oatmeal inspired powerhouse breakfast. So not what you think. It's going to be way more than what you think it is. And we're going to have 3 days of training and support from not just myself, but also from your fellow challengers. And you're going to have a different topic each and every day that's going to help support you on this 3-day journey with the challenge. All right. So this is a great way to hit the reset button, and you're going to feel good about yourself for making yourself a priority for a few days. And I hope that it will continue beyond the 3-day challenge, that you're making yourself a priority. All right. And so this concludes what I have for this week of your weekly wellness news for your mind and your body and your soul. And I am Sandra, your RDN. I thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in the challenge. You will see me here live again next week. We are getting closer to September, okay? And I talk about procrastination a lot in September because we want to get going, but it's hard to get going. And so we're going to talk about, is packing your lunch really the best approach to avoid packing on the pounds? So we're going to talk about packing your lunch, all right? And so again, sign up for the challenge, and I look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same handle. Have a great one and be blessed. Bye-bye.